Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode number 9 here in our All the Mods 9 to the Skies playthrough. I am excited to be back. It's been a few days since I was able to actually record. I only get a few days a week that I'm able to do any recording for any significant amount of time. And this week I had some weird issues that I kind of fixed. I still don't know what was causing them. I had something that was making it so that I couldn't interact with blocks. I couldn't take items out like this. I couldn't break any blocks. I couldn't swing my sword or my axe. I don't know if it was a setting or if it was some kind of buff or debuff from the everlasting abilities that I was using that was messing with things. But in the end, the only thing I could do to make it work was I rolled back to the end of my last episode. So it took me, I lost a day worth of progress of stuff I had been working on. And then it took me a day to figure that out. And then another day to get back to where I wanted to be at the start of this episode. I did finish building these platforms up here. And I'm going to come up and actually, I'm not going to go up. Let's just look at it on the map so we can see. I have 2 circles here on each side and then one big one in the middle. And the goal is that it's going to be, they're all going to overlap with each other and it's going to make a big kind of almost square like structure. But I want the Severes to make it look like the structure is kind of expanding outwards. And then I'm going to build a larger superstructure on the edge of the region to make it look like there's a containment thing that's holding in almost like a tesseract thing that's expanding and contracting. It's hard to explain, but I think it will come out pretty cool if I can make it work. At the very least, it'll be a pretty epic, big build. These fairy things are very strange. I don't know. I hope that I don't have them spawning everywhere once I get up to the up to building in my actual base. One of my pieces here has rebounding. Melee attackers may find themselves much farther away. So it's like super duper knockback, and it's hilarious when something attacks me and it just gets launched into the void. But it's fun. Anyway, what we're going to work on today is getting refined storage up and running. What I did in between, I made some emerald furnaces just so I can have them faster. They have an augment for speed so I can cook things really super fast. I also made a backpack with some upgrades so I can hold some stuff. So right now what I want to grab is 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks of sand. And we're going to go through and pull out the sand I put in here. You can see how fast the sand is cooking up into glass. I just need a bunch of glass for what we're going to be working on. So I'm going to fill these up so they can keep cooking while we're talking. Let's see, what do you have? Yeah, Totem of Dying. I'll buy that. I don't know that I need it, but it's kind of cool. That's all I want from you, though. Bye. So these cook really fast, so I can make a bunch of stuff, which is good because I have a lot of things to cook. I already made up some silicon. I made some glass now. This pack holds 512. I want to work on making another upgrade so I can hold more. But this is basically like the pack of things that I'm working on. And I am working on getting it all organized. Everything else, I have a barrel over here for anything that I have a large amount of. I can hold 16,000 of each item. And then just some miscellaneous stuff here that I'm still sorting out. And here as well. I don't know where I put my totem or my everlasting abilities thing. Did I put it in my backpack? Sure did. I want this out because I might want to change things. Right now I took a bunch of these off, just put on the ones that I wanted to use. They're all in here so I can give them back if I need to, but I wasn't sure if that was what was causing the issue. So I'm hoping I don't get the same issue I had before. But if anybody knows what could cause that, if they've been playing through and it's something that I might be able to fix up, that would be super useful information in the comments. I also put some memory things in here so stuff will stack. I'm kind of organizing as I go. Still need to go through and combine these to try to get the last few everlasting abilities that I want. So lots of things going on. So what we're doing today, we're going to be working on refined storage, and in here, I've made a list of the things we need to build. So for refined storage to work for what we want, I need a crafting grid, a controller, a disk drive, and then some cables to connect everything, and some storage parts to make the disks to store items. So I've been working on this list, collecting the things we need. First things first, I just want to get to do two 64K storage parts. If we search for storage parts in this pack, we can actually go all the way up to 16,384 for a storage part because we have extra storage. But for now, I just want to get to two of these so I have enough to do some storage. So the way it works in refined storage is each of these increases the data you can store. So 64,000 means 64,000 items. Pretty simple. If we get to this level, we can store 16,384,000 items. And each of these makes a drive. We can put as many drives as we need to. But the storage parts, they're cascading. So you start with a 1K storage part, and then if you want to make a 4K one, you combine 3 of these. And if you notice, that's 3K. It gives you 4. That means you actually get an extra one out of it. And that's the whole point of getting bigger. So with the 16K, it's the same way. Now we're doing 3 of these, and we get 16K. And then the 64K requires 3 of these. So to make two 64Ks, for each one, I need to make 27 of the 1Ks. So we need 54 altogether. So what I've been working on first is I need silicon, I need glass, I need redstone, and I need quartz enriched iron to craft those. And in my backpack, I have a bunch of quartz enriched iron I made glass. I have silicon that I made. So now we have everything we need to craft that up. We have our redstone and everything else. So I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to make the 1K storage parts. After that, we need to start working on processors. So we need basic processors to go up to a 4K. We need improved processors for the 16K, and the 64K requires advanced. And the way that works is it's diamond for the biggest one, it's gold for this one, and it is iron for this one. So I have all those things. I just need to get them all together. I need to cook things. I need to get a whole bunch of the stuff crafted. And once we do that, we will combine everything together, make our drives, and have some storage set up. I've done a lot of crafting, a lot of smelting, and I'm ready to do the final crafting. I think I have everything I need. So we're going to just try to knock some of these out and see how we go. For the grid, I still need to make the destruction and the construction core, which requires quartz for the one and glowstone for the other. So I need to grab a little bit of glowstone. I have some in here. I also have more over here, so I might as well grab a little bit more in case I need it. And then I already have the quartz in here. So to make this, they are just basic processors with those. And I only made enough basic processors for the drives we need. So let's make a few more of these. That means we need some more processor bindings. I have them in here. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to make a stack more of these because basic ones we use quite a bit. So let's go here. We'll craft these. 20 will be fine because that's how many iron I have in my inventory. Pull out a stack a while. And we'll cook those up. Then let's get these going. We need to do one of these. And then we need to do one of these. And the other thing we need to do is make some more of the improved processors. So the improved processors, they require gold. So let's pull some of that out. And also some more bindings. Oh, I had some more on me, but that's okay. And we are going to go and we'll craft up this. We need 2 more. Throw those in to cook. And then we will craft our grid. We need a machine casing for it. We're actually going to need a few of these, so I'm just going to make them now. So we'll do the grid. We need a crafting table so that we can craft that into a crafting grid. So that is step number 1 finished. The controller, we have everything we need for that. So we can take that off. The disk drive, we're missing chest. So we have what we need to craft that. Make one of those. Take that off our list. I want to make about a stack of these. That should be plenty. We'll take that off the list. And now we're ready to work on the drive. So I already had the 54 1Ks. We're going to do the 4Ks. And now what are we missing to make more of those? We need more quartz enriched iron. And I have thrown a bunch of that into my bag so that we can do that. So 4K right here. And that is good. We have turned the 54 of those into 18 of these. So now we want to do the same with the 16s. So we need one more, and we're missing the improved processors that are in here. So we cooked those up already. We have that to craft. Now we have this. We're missing 3 more advanced processors because we used them up in the crafting here. So to do that, we need to make more of these, which means we need 3 more diamonds. I'm just going to pull a bunch out, and we will make what we can make with what we have in our inventory. 12 sounds great. And we will throw these in here. And actually, we do need 4 more because I want to craft 2 of these. So then we're going to do this. Need a little more redstone. And then we will craft the 2 of these. And last thing we need to do is, instead of having storage parts, we need to craft 2 storage housings. You can actually craft these like this to make them directly, but it's just as easy to make them like that and then put them in. Other things notable is that once we have a drive and it's empty, if we shift and right click, it takes it apart so that we can use this part to make bigger parts later on. For now, we have 2 64K drives. The last thing I need, and I don't think I've already made one, but I think I have some of the stuff we need in here. I need to make a flux point. We already have our flux network set up. So if we make a point, that means that we can pull power out of the network. We have 3 of these, which I think means we need 1 more. To make those, we need an Eye of Ender, 4 obsidian, and flux dust. My obsidian is over here still, so I'll grab some of that. And then I need some Eyes of Ender. I think I actually have them in my inventory. Well, not in my inventory, but my backpack. So we're good there. Let's craft our flux point by making a flux core. And then we also need to do this. And there we go. So now we have power to connect up to our grid. We have storage drives, and we have this. I'm going to go up here to our central base, and then we will set it up there. All right, we're up here where I want to set up our crafting grid. So I put down the controller. We're going to put a flux point on. That'll give us power here. See how we get power in here. And this is the main controller block for the entire refined storage system. So this will, as we connect, we'll be able to see the things that we have. So we need a couple things here. We need our crafting grid connected. And so now we're able to access the crafting grid. We're not able to put anything in it because we don't have any storage set up, but we can actually connect into it. And if you look here, it's showing the crafting grid, and it's using 4 FE per tick from our power in here. next thing we want to do is take our drive and we'll connect it. And as long as the items are connected, we don't need to put any cables. It sees it. But let's say we wanted to put this, for whatever reason, we wanted to put it a block apart. Obviously, it's not going to see it there, but if we connect it with a cable, it will see it. It sees the cable. Cable's using no power. This drive is currently using no power. Just wanted to show you that so you understood how that worked. We're going to put the disk drive here. A disk drive's only purpose is to hold disks. So we have 8 slots per disk drive. We put 2 in there, and now it says we're holding 0 of 128,000 items. We throw an item in, and now it's holding 1 out of 128,000. Very simple how these work. They can store any items, but each one takes up 1 space in the storage. Pretty easy. But now, grab a bunch of this stuff. Should be good for now. Just to demonstrate it, we can just throw various things in here just by shift clicking it in. We can see it all here. We're going to set this up to JEI synchronized 2-way. What that means is that if we type stuff in here, it brings it up over here. I actually want this on auto selected. And the difference there is that that means it automatically puts our cursor up here so that we can type in. So let's say we want to make a crafting table. We can actually shift click our crafting table into here. And if the items are inside the storage, it will automatically move them in. Let's actually do that so we can demonstrate it. It'll automatically move them in so that we can craft it here. We don't want to craft a crafting table because we don't need one. We have it here. But so now we're at the very first stage of auto crafting. We put items in here. We use this to select an item and we craft it. And then we can craft things right here without having to place the items into the crafting grid ourselves. So the next thing we want to do is start moving things up here so that we can combine all of our storage, and then we'll be able to start moving our base to places around in our new structure and set up systems so that we have one centralized storage for the entire system. Been doing some moving. You notice all of our storage, our furnaces and stuff are gone. In order to facilitate it, I created some waystones. So if you look at waystones, they're pretty easy to craft once you have access to obsidian, stone, emeralds, amethyst shards, and emeralds, which are all things that we make in either that farm, or just cobble generators. So I have connected up some waystones around the place. So I have the starter base here, and then I have one on each of these lower platforms, and one on each of the upper ones. Far point is for the far side here, where I have the pillar access to get up there. And then our center storage is right here at our storage. So we dumped everything we have except for this barrel, which has a lot of extra things in it, and it would fill up this pretty quickly into here. So pretty much anything that has small amounts in goes in here. Some of this stuff was in my backpack, and it's large amounts, so we could put it into here because there is already some of it in here. I'm not going to go and change too much of that for now because we're going to be doing some things to automate that in a little bit. But I did want to make something here to show you how we can utilize this type of storage. And that's that we need an external storage from Refined Storage. So I crafted everything I need here except for this improved processor, which was in my inventory. And so I just wanted to demonstrate to you we can shift click it in here to craft it. It makes our life super easy. What we do is we connect this here. And so now, amethyst shards, 2,600 of them, are available in here. So everything in here is in our storage, but it is not taking up storage in these drives. The next thing we want to do is we want to set priority here higher. So when we are importing items into our inventory, whether it's through an importer later on, we'll use some ender chests to direct things into our storage, or if it's by us shifting it in through this crafting grid here or anywhere else, if there is space for it to go in here, it will go in here first. And if there's not, it will go in here. And so this 32,000 cobblestone that is in here, we actually have 28 because some of it was actually in here. When we put it in here, it goes into here. See how this got bigger? It didn't go into here in our drives and take up space for items that we already have storage for. Hope that makes sense. The next thing I want to work on is a disk manipulator. And what that does, we should have, I think, most of the things we need to craft it, or the items we need to craft those things. So we can see we need one of these, so we craft that, put it in. Same with this, a construction core, a destruction core. Then we need one more of the storage housings. And we can grab a disk manipulator. The disk manipulator looks very similar to a disk drive, except it has smaller amounts of things. What we're going to do here, we have an empty drive here, and we have a drive here with items in it. So we're going to put the empty drive in our disk drive. So now all the items that we see in here are items that are in this storage, and anything that was not in that storage is stored on this disk. So this drive has lower priority than this drive. We can actually set the priority here. Let's set this to minus 100. That way, if we add anything to it without changing priority, it's still lower priority than this disk drive. We want this to be the last thing that we store item. So now, if I take this storage disk, I put it in the in slot, you can see it's going down slowly. The items that are in this drive are being imported into the system, and they're finding places to go. So you notice this is not going up, and that's because there is storage here where things can go. Now, I don't want to do that quite yet because you notice it's putting in just random items. So what we want to do, pull these things back out that it put in. Right now we have anything in here that has more than a couple of stacks in it. So what we want to do, we're going to go into memory, and we're going to set memory on those items. And then I'm going to take a stack of these, put this drive back in momentarily so that I can access stuff. I'm going to do an anvil. Oops. Anvil. Here, let's make an anvil and a stick. That actually sounds like a neat idea. So if we take the anvil and we put a stick in, that way we don't have to put it down. We could just use it. Oh, I wanted those sticks though. What we're going to do is we're just going to put them in here. We're just going to name it ... And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to put one of these sticks in each of these slots. Didn't need to put them all like that. Put it like that. We're going to go into memory and we're going to set it again. So now these are holding places basically so that we won't have items go in here. Now we can take this drive and the one that has items in it, we'll pull it out, we'll put it back through here. It will try to put things in. If they already have a stack in here, it will place them in here. Otherwise, it'll go into this drive. And then we just need to wait for that to finish transferring all of our items in. And we can do some things to speed that up, which we will do in just a little bit. I have one last thing I want to do in this episode before we move on, and it involves having blaze rods. And I came through here and I got some, but I just wanted to show you where I got them from. So I set up, I changed lower 1 to portal. So the portal's here. I'm sure I will put more things here, but for now, that means my portal can be nice and far away from my base, and I don't have to deal with it. And then, as luck would have it, we found a fortress right inside, which is super convenient. I just came in here, killed a few blaze with stuff I got from the Wandering Trader. It makes it really nice because I have looting 5. I also have magnetize for my everlasting abilities. I can just kill them in the air and I pick them up. There's a bunch of spawners in here, which is cool. Great thing is if any of the wither skeletons touch me, like this one, they just get launched into space. They wither me, but they get launched. So I can come in here and just farm blaze rods till my heart's content. At some point, I'll have to automate them. But for now, this is kind of fun. It's nice to be super OP. I enjoy it quite a bit. I've played quite a few packs where it's like expert mode and you have to be really careful. And this is a nice change of pace. I'm not going to lie. Oh, I guess he meleeed me. It launched him over here. But that'll be enough for what I want to do for now. So let's head back to the overworld. I set a waypoint so I know how to get back out of here. And we can go back to our storage. The reason I needed the blaze rods is that I want to make ender chests. And I think I still need wool for that. So do I have any string in here? Probably not, but I do have some in our mob farm here. We can come in and grab a little bit. Go back to our storage. Let's just craft these into wool. All this stuff we got, nether can go in there. Let's see, we got a wither skull there too, which is pretty cool. Ender chest. First I need to make an ender bag, which means I need eyes of ender. My goal here is to make 2 ender chests just to start. Oh, out of leather. That's also in here? No? Should have leather. Oh, maybe it's still, I know where it is. Because I have not made this go faster. Plus I keep leaving. So for now, I'm going to just put this back in. Once we speed that up, I'll do it again. But now we should have enough to do this because the leather that we had was in that disk drive that was not in our storage system. Now I have 2 of these. The next thing I want to make is an importer. We just want a regular importer for now. We need to make another destruction core, and we need to make another improved processor, which is that, and we cook it. Oops, that's not, oh, I might as well cook them off since I accidentally crafted them. Make an importer. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to put this on the back side. We'll just put it right here. Now we have an ender chest on white, white, white. I'm going to hook an importer up to it. So now anything I put into an ender chest, white, 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 gets imported into this system. It follows those same rules, so it tries to place it in here first. And if it doesn't have space, then it goes and it puts it into our disk drive. Let's go back down to our starter base. And what we're going to do for now is we're just going to set this here. And let's grab from our center storage. Let's grab some pipes. We'll grab some upgrades. Can I make 3 of those? Let's do this. Oh, I'm going to need that pipe wrench too. Okay. So we'll go back down here. We're just going to knock these out of the way for now. We're going to put these on there. Set these to extract. We're going to put in upgrades into all of them. We're going to put this here. Oh, we don't. So this is, you can see it's kind of going in slow. We are importing the items into center storage. I think, let's look at our claim chunk situation. I did claim this already. So wherever I am in the world, this refined storage system is claimed. And so now the items that are going into this ender chest are getting imported slowly. So we want to do this type of stack upgrade. It means I need sugar. Let's just do a whole step. And then I need to make these upgrades. Good thing I accidentally made 64 improved processors. Accidentally. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's just make them all into it. And then speed upgrades. So I just want one stack upgrade, which is 4 of them. And then I also want 3 more speed upgrades. And then let's craft this. So what this will do, if we come in here, I put in a stack upgrade and 3 speed upgrades, it'll pull stacks in at a time. So now we are importing items into our storage drives. You see these are not going up, and that's because we have storage here. Now the problem is once these get maxed out with storage, I don't have anywhere for them to go except for into this drive, but that's okay. I now have it set up so that this storage up here is holding our stuff. And we come down here and look at this map. I have this loaded. So this is also loaded all the time. So no matter where we are in the world, this system is running, producing resources for us, and they are being imported into our storage as fast as possible. And it's going to take a while to get all these up there. But now we will have access to all of these items for crafting. This is just to show you that this is a way that we can handle items. So we can set up a farm to make items and then set up an ender chest to move them into storage and have them in central storage. Later on, we'll get set up doing some more advanced refined storage things. First of all, using wireless crafting grids so that we can access it from anywhere. But also, we're going to be setting up wireless network receivers. So let me pull that up. Network receivers like this, which will allow us to connect other parts of our refined storage network across distances, even interdimensionally. But it requires us getting to netherite, which we're not far off of. It is, in fact, the next thing we're going to work on, but we do need it to do it. And so that's the other option. Instead of using this to use the ender chest network to send items into our central storage, we'll expand our central storage out. So we have inside this entire structure, we'll have little places where the refined storage system is just connected through the wireless network, and they'll be able to connect everything. And so between those two options, we will spread our base out across the entire thing, and every item that is made will be accessible to our central storage, and we can start auto crafting with it. And next episode, we're also going to get into doing auto crafting using crafters and other systems like that. And so basically the idea is from now on, we want to get to the point where instead of crafting items in order to expand, we teach our system how to craft items, and then we let it do its job, and we just build, which will be a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.